Do you often find yourself holding resentment towards other people in your life, especially people close to you, and especially romantic relationships? If that happens to you often, probably you have difficulty speaking your truth and asking for your needs. Let me tell you how this works and how you can change that, so that not only do you feel less resentment in your life, but also you can have your needs met. Okay? So here's how this works. A lot of people find it hard to express what they really want, what they really need, and instead they are always trying to say what others want them and expect them to say. This is also very often called people pleasing. And I want to tell you why this happens and how this can lead to resentment and to destroying your relationships and your life, and also, most importantly, how you can stop doing that. So the reason why most people feel afraid of communicating their needs and desires and expressing themselves authentically is, of course, trauma. What does this mean in this case? Trauma in this case means that you went through some experience early in your life that made you feel that it was not safe for you to express your needs, to express yourself authentically. And maybe if you did this as a child, maybe you would get punished, maybe you would get yelled at, maybe you would be receiving less love from those you need love from, right? Maybe you would be told that's wrong. Whatever is the situation, your emotions, your children in that moment felt like it's not safe for you to express your needs. And instead, if you want to be taken care of, you need to take care of others. You need to always be looking for the needs of others, always be trying to understand what others need and want and expect from you, and you have to comply to that, and you have to fulfill their expectations, because that's the only way that they will love you and that they will take care of you. So as a child, whenever this happened, you learn this. And the thing with our emotions is that when they learn something, it's very hard for them to unlearn that. And our emotions can become like frozen in time. They can become stuck in certain narrow perspectives that as we go further in life, they become dysfunctional. They no longer help us. But for our emotions, for those parts of us, they are still stuck in that time when that was a reality. So they are still making us feel and behave in the same way as back then. So for most of us, we have learned early in our life somehow that our needs and values and desires did not matter, and to be loved and to survive and be taken care of, we have to put them aside, and we shouldn't have them, and we shouldn't ask for them, and instead we should meet the needs and expectations of others. And so we're still like this right now, even when that no longer is helping us, and I'll show you how it's no longer helping you. But the thing is, some of us right now might even be in a situation where if you do ask for your needs, if you do share what you want, if you express yourself authentically, the people around you will still react in the same way. They will still punish you, they will still withdraw love from you. And so you might still feel that it's still true in the present time. And I don't doubt that, because when we have those emotions stuck in the past, we will create more of the past in the present. So naturally, we will gravitate towards people that will make us feel the same way and will behave the same way. So I want to acknowledge that it may still be true for you that in your current relationships, or most of them, if you express yourself authentically, if you express your needs and ask for them to be met, that might still happen. And I also want to share the solution to how you can still move forward and express yourself authentically and your needs, even if in your current situation you're not able to do that. Another thing that I want to mention is that for many people, they don't even know that they do this. They're not even aware that they're not expressing their needs and desires, because it's so entrenched into them. These emotions have become so dominant that it's just automatic behavior. They're not even aware that they're doing that. And worse, they're not even aware of what their true needs and their true desires and their true selves are. So they're not aware of that because they've spent an entire life paying attention to the needs and desires of others and ignoring their own, trying to not have their own, that they have completely disconnected from their own authenticity, their own goals and needs and desires, and their own expression. And so for most people, or for many people, doing this work that I'm going to be teaching you how to do is also challenging because it will first require you to reconnect with yourself. And that is challenging, and especially for someone who's been through this situation, it's also scary because your emotions will feel like you're doing something which will put you in danger, something that is unsafe. So this is a note for you to know that this might as well be your situation, and part of your healing process will be to reconnect with your values and your needs and desires and who you truly are. So part of your healing process will be to even acknowledge that you don't know what they are, to even acknowledge that you're disconnected from them, to even feel that pain, even feel that grief of understanding that you've lost yourself in the process. Just that is profoundly healing. It's a big part of healing. It's challenging, and we're here to help you. It's challenging. And then the other part will be reconnecting with those values and those desires and those needs and yourself to be able to express yourself authentically. And this will all be then leading to what I'll also be wanting to teach you today, which is how you can be able to express yourself authentically and stop just people pleasing all the time, and instead ask for what you need, have your needs met, and be able to be yourself, and no longer hold resentment, because this is what happens when you don't do this and you people please. So I want to get into this now. When you have people pleasing tendencies and patterns, and you typically hide your own desires and values and yourself, what will happen is that you are trying to do this because you want to be loved and you want to maintain the relationship, right? But what happens is, while one part of you wants to do that, another part of you wants to express itself authentically. Another part of you wants to have its needs met, wants to communicate its needs, right? So the part of you that is being hidden, that is being ignored, right? The part of you that wants to communicate and have their needs met and be authentic is being ignored, is being suppressed. So that part of you will feel resentment, will feel frustration and anger and revolt, right? And this resentment and revolt will be mostly directed at the person or people that you are doing this for. Because you are doing this for them. You are doing this to keep the relationship, to keep them happy, right? So this part will see, oh, it's because of them. And so while on the surface you are trying to please them and make them happy, inside of you, you are building this deep resentment that is going to accumulate and will start sabotaging your relationship with that person and your life, because it's going to keep coming up in more destructive ways. It's going to make you grumpy all the time, especially when you're next to this person. It's going to make you create conflicts and arguments out of small things because that's already behind, that's already accumulated. So you're just, anything that they say or do, it will be triggering because you're already angry at them, you already resent them. It's going to have you feel like you don't really trust this person, like you don't really like to be next to them so much. And it's going to ruin the very relationship that you're trying to save by people pleasing and by hiding yourself and your needs and values. So if you notice that you have some person in your life that is especially triggering, that you feel resentment towards and you don't even know why, if you feel like this person, it's very easy to get into conflict with, small things make you get into conflict into them, and you're constantly like scoring points with them and having these kind of arguments that lead nowhere, circular arguments, most probably you're holding this inner resentment towards them because you are people pleasing. because at some level, and you might not be aware of that, you are hiding, ignoring your own needs, values, desires, who you truly are, to make them happy, to meet some of their expectations, their desires, what they want you to be and say and do. So you can start seeing how doing this, even though you do this to try to save the relationship, to make the other person happy, actually it poisons the relationship, deteriorating the relationship and corrupting it from the inside out, and it just makes it impossible for that relationship to be healthy and for you to be happy in it. So this is one way in which people pleasing, although understandable, is harmful for you and your relationships. But it goes deeper than that, because your emotions and your parts of you, they will also know at a deeper level that the real reason why you're people pleasing, why you're ignoring your own needs, is not the other person, is yourself. They know that it's about you, it's not about the other person. They know that it's you who's allowing the other person to make you do that. It's you who's deciding to hide and ignore and push away your own needs and desires and who you truly are, to comply and to meet with the other person's expectations and wants. And your emotions know that. And so, more than to the other person, more than anything else, they will hold that resentment against yourself. And that is the perfect recipe for a very unhappy life. It's resentment against ourselves. It creates inner conflict. It creates suffering. You're never well with yourself. It creates all forms, all kinds of emotional dysregulation that manifest in every aspect, every areas of your life. All kinds you can think of. It creates even mental disorder and even physical disorder, because those parts of you start accumulating that resentment, that negative energy towards yourself. And as you know, our emotions also manifest in the body. So people pleasing and hiding yourself, hiding who you truly are, your true needs and desires, is maybe the most harmful thing we can do in our lives to our mental health and well-being, and to our physical health and well-being, and to our goals, above all, our happiness, a life of happiness and purpose. And if you do that, you're not alone. Most people have been through trauma and experiences that make them do that. You're not alone, but I also want you to know that you can stop it. And I want to teach you and show you how you can do that, so that you can start expressing yourself. You can start meeting, getting to know yourself, what you truly want, and living that way, and having a life of well-being, purpose, and alignment, and real, genuine happiness. So let's get into that right now. So the way to do this is actually quite simple to understand. Now, simple doesn't mean it's easy, because it's a challenging and complex and delicate process that I am here to help you do. But to understand what you need to do is quite simple. So if the reason why you people please is that your emotions feel it's unsafe for you to express yourself, then the solution is to make it safe. To make it safe for you to be yourself and express yourself. And of course, that is easier said than done. What you need to understand here is that your emotions might still, as I said in the beginning, might still be stuck in the past where it was unsafe. So a big part of that process is to start demonstrating to those emotions that now it is safe. And you do that by two ways. So I always like to include both an internal way and an external way. So two ways you do this. The first way is to simply connecting with that emotion inside of you, understanding it, validating it, making it feel safe, making it feel heard. All this process inside of you. There are many ways and modalities to do this. Inner child healing, body work, whatever it is for you, connecting with that emotion, allowing yourself to really feel it and making it feel safe to feel that emotion. And then you have to couple that with an external action, which is actually doing that, actually expressing yourself, actually expressing your needs, and then showing your emotions that it is safe now, that it is what you want to do, that it is the right thing for you. And that is what we call a disconfirming experience. So a disconfirming experience is an experience that shows your emotions, that your traumatized parts, that what they believe is not necessarily true anymore. So the key here is to bring these two techniques together. Not just one and not just the other. You need to couple the internal work with the external work, okay? Because they feed each other and they need each other. And it's by doing this process that you'll be able to slowly reconnecting with your true self, your true needs, and expressing them and having them met. Now, this is not an easy process. It's simple to understand, but it's not easy, and I just want to acknowledge that for you. Go slowly, go layer by layer, step by step, go slowly, and just know that it will require you to feel discomfort, okay? Because that's what you felt back then. It will require you to feel that discomfort. It will be uncomfortable at many times, especially when you're doing those actions, especially when you're taking action and showing yourself that it's safe now. But the key here is that you bring safety to that discomfort. You feel that discomfort and you allow yourself to feel it because it's safe to feel it now. And this is where the healing happens, and this is why it's so important to have the two parts together. Okay, this is how it works, and it's challenging, it's hard, but you can do it. Go slowly, and if you need help, we're here to help you. As always, if you want me to help you in this, there's always a link at the description where you can apply to have a call with me, so I'll help you with this further. Also, I want you to understand that you may still be in a situation where it might not be safe, quote unquote, to express yourself. You may still be in relationships where if you express yourself, your needs, and ask for them to be met, you will be met with punishment, you'll be met with withdrawal of love. And that is an extra challenge for you. It doesn't mean that you can do it, but I want to acknowledge that many of you might still be in that stage, and you can still do that, and I will teach you how right now, okay? The process is mostly the same, but one of the things that you might be prepared to go through if you express yourself and that person will not allow you to do that is not wanting to do the inner work themselves to heal their emotions and feel the discomfort themselves to allow you to be yourself. Then you must be ready and prepared to lose that person or to create distance from them, because I don't think about it as losing, you're gaining. If you lose someone that is taking away from you, then you're actually gaining. So this is something that you must be prepared to do, and this is very hard for most people because it might feel very unsafe again. And I have a recommendation for you that will help you make this easier and smoother, okay? So what you need to understand here, the extra challenge you have is that it is also very unsafe for you to lose this person, probably. That's why it's so hard. And it's exactly the same that happened when this trauma was initially created. It was very hard for you to lose that person. Maybe it was very dangerous. If you lost, maybe it's your parents or caregivers, if you lost your love, maybe you don't survive. So you have to put yourself in second place, not have needs in order to meet theirs and to be what they wanted it to be. And with this person or these persons in your life, it might be the same. You might feel that you need them. Without them, you cannot survive, okay? And that's probably not really true anymore, but for your emotions, it is true, it is real, they really feel that. And so before you try to do anything else, what I invite you to do is to connect with that feeling and understand why is it so unsafe for you to lose that person? Why is it so unsafe for you if that person stops loving, stops caring about you, stops liking you? Why is it so unsafe for you? And understand what's missing in your life, what's missing inside yourself that this person gives you. What's missing inside yourself, what don't you give yourself that you need to take away from this person? And because of that, because you're outsourcing that, you're outsourcing love, you're outsourcing respect, you're outsourcing alignment, you're outsourcing admiration, because you're outsourcing that, then you have to hide yourself. You have to abide by the rules and likes of the other person. So you have to identify what is that thing that need, that thing that you are taking from the other person, that you feel that you need from the other person because you yourself don't have it or don't give yourself, that thing that makes it so scary to lose that person. When you identify that thing, your only job will be to start cultivating that thing inside yourself. Don't think about anything else. Don't think about changing anything else yet. Simply focus on cultivating that thing inside yourself. Love for yourself, self-esteem, self-respect. Whatever you're not giving yourself, make it true inside yourself. Give that to yourself. And this will help you feel slowly, this will show your emotions slowly, that you can have that by yourself. That you can do it by yourself and that you don't need that other person. And when that starts becoming stronger and stronger, then your emotions will feel like it's no longer so unsafe, so dangerous to not have that person in your life. And in fact, it's better to not have that person in your life. It's more dangerous to have that person in your life because it's creating all that resentment in you and it's creating suffering. It's sucking away your happiness, making you live a terrible life and creating even mental and physical disorder and pain. So once you do this process, your emotions will feel like it's time. They're able to do that. They're able to let go of that person because now it's safe. Now you can give that to yourself. It doesn't mean that it won't still be challenging and difficult, but it will be to the point where it's tolerable and you'll be able to do that. And when you get to that point, then that's where you'll be able to do the rest of the work that I was telling you about. So getting to know yourself, your true needs, your true desires. This is a big process of reconnecting with that. In this state, you might be very disconnected with yourself, and a big process, a big part of healing will be to feel that grief, as I said, feel that sadness, acknowledge that you are disconnected from yourself. And then from there, you'll be able to start getting to know yourself again, understanding what you truly care about, your needs, your values, who you truly are, and then expressing yourself authentically. So making it safe inside of you, internal action, and then external action, making it happen and feeling that discomfort. And when you do that, that's when the relationship will be put to the test. Because if the other person will not like that and will not be willing to make the work for them to grow as well, there's going to be conflict and you have two options. Either you allow the conflict and if it's not possible then you separate from the other person, or you go back to hiding yourself. But because you've done all this previous work, you won't do that second one, you will do the first one. And that's the healing, that's how the transformation happens. So internal action, making it safe inside yourself, and then external action, actually doing it, actually asking for your needs, actually expressing yourself authentically, feeling the discomfort, that's going to be uncomfortable, but making it safe, going through it, and then allowing life to change according to that. And the people that need to go will go, the people that need to stay will stay, and the people that need to come will also come. Because when you take away something in your life that's not good for you, you're giving space for something in your life that's good for you to come into your life. I hope this helps you, and thank you for watching the video this far. I'm Dr. Filipe Rocha from the Star Soul School, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching this video until the end. I hope it's helpful to you, I hope you like it, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment for me, share with someone who might need it, and subscribe for more. And I'll see you in the next one. Hey, one last thing. The process of connecting with your emotions and making them feel safe, and the process of reconnecting with yourself, with your values, your needs and desires, as I said, is a challenging and delicate one. And one of the things that makes it so hard is that this is usually material that we're not aware of. It's subconscious, right? It's hidden in our minds. So in order for you to do this properly and effectively and safely, there is one very important skill that you need to develop, and that is emotional awareness. Now, to help you, I've created a complete step-by-step guide to developing emotional awareness, and the best part is you can get it completely for free. So click the link in the description below to download my free step-by-step guide to emotional awareness. Thank you, and I hope it's helpful for you.